Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of HorrorHands, and for this video I want to be talking about Deathdream. So Deathdream is a movie from 1974 and it's an excellent movie. It's directed by Bob Clark, who did Black Christmas, but I actually think Deathdream is a better and more effective film than Black Christmas, and I love Black Christmas. I think it's great. So in this movie there's a young man played by Richard Backus, and he's killed in Vietnam. We find this out right at the beginning of the movie, and his mum and dad get the telegram to say he's been killed in Vietnam. But shortly into the film, he returns home. So his parents are of course over the moon. They don't question why. They were told he was dead. They're just happy to have him home, and you're kind of wondering, well, why was he pronounced dead but he's here seemingly fine and dandy? Well, the plot of the movie is he's come back from the dead, from Vietnam, but Pet Cemetery style. So he's not himself, he's not the person that he was, and in fact he has a bloodlust, and he has to murder people in order to keep his appearance, because if he doesn't get blood he starts to deteriorate into a zombie-like corpse, and that's kind of the crux of the story. But the movie is not got a lot of blood or violence in it, but it doesn't need it, to be honest. It's a great example of storytelling and great direction and fantastic performances. And the movie is really creepy. I was not prepared for how creepy this movie was. And that's not in like a haunted house bump in the night kind of way. It's mainly down to the disquieting performance from Richard Backus playing this young man who you can tell there's just something not quite right about him. There's a quietness about him and a vacant look in his eye which is really unsettling. It's an absolutely fantastic performance and it works perfectly. So, like I say, he goes around killing off various people in order to try and preserve what he's become. And what I really like about Deathdream is the characters in the movie are perfect. You know, like in horror films, you have a set of characters like the jerk, the jock, the cheerleader, the idiot that messes around, and they're all kind of lined up to get killed off. Deathdream isn't like that. The characters in this movie are very down-to-earth, believable, and likeable people. They're just people like his mum and dad and his family who are trying to come to the terms with the fact that their son is not quite right and obviously has problems. It's just the well-to-do people in town, like the doctor and people around him who are just trying to help. So the people that are in it are really just kind of believable and likeable people. So when people start to get killed off, it really does feel like a bad thing's happening. They're not just lined up for fodder like they are in a slasher movie. And it just adds to kind of the sadness of the story, because he has a very supportive network around him of people that are just trying their best, but they're up against an evil that they can't understand. And I really like that about the film. So it has a great, it's a bit like, there's a sadness to the story as well. Like I say, everyone in it is kind of innocent, and all the way down to the final scene, which is really quite emotional. It's just done really well. I was very surprised how good this was. So if you like horror movies, and if you're into like 1970s horror movies, definitely check out Deathdream, because it very much seems to go under the radar, which is a shame. So if you've seen this movie, please let me know what you think. I'd be very interested to know. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.